Hello and welcome to Lucy T WWE. I'm your host, Lucy T. And today we are talking all about last night's Monday Night Raw, July 24th. So much to talk about. The first thing that happened was Mr. Kurt Angle, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. He comes out and is announcing who will be facing Brock Lesnar at Summerslam for the WWE Universal title. So, of course, out comes Braun, and then comes Samoa Joe. It's my jam. And Roman Reigns, of course. Boo, Roman, blah. So, he decides that there's going to be a fatal four-way at SummerSlam here in Brooklyn. So excited. With Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman, Monster Among Men, versus Roman Reigns, the big dog. So that is going to be so amazing, but they better enforce that ring. A lot of big dudes fighting. And then we move on to Elias Samson. If you watched my video last week, you know that I literally hate Elias Samson. So as a little refresher, last week, Elias Samson basically ruined Finn Balor's shoulder yet again with his stupid guitar. And so the match this week was a no disqualifications match. And I don't know if you guys were as annoyed by Corey Graves. I think it was Corey Graves. Someone was going on and on and on about how Elias Samson is a gambler and this necklace he has around his neck. He won because someone bet him he couldn't turn $20 into $5,000. It's like, who cares? No one likes Elias Samson. Go home. So I guess he's just going to start out every single week with that stupid guitar in the ring. I don't know. Then Finn Balor. Woo! Woo! Amazing. Love that entrance. The best part of this match, in my opinion, I don't know, you guys tell me what yours was, please, was when Finn Balor managed to trap Elias Samson between the ring and the apron. Just went down on him. That was amazing. I think everyone in the WWE Universe has wanted to do that for a very, very long time. Then something funny happens. Just as Finn Balor has double kneed Elias Samson, there was a lot of double knees last night. Little Sister Abigail comes out. It's like, Still have not a lot of respect for Mr. Bray Wyatt after whatever the fuck that House of Horrors match was. Watch my other video. I go on about it for about 30 minutes. Just don't have any respect for him. He's not scary. Sorry if you're a Bray Wyatt fan. But, so he came out and basically put Finn Balor and Sister Abigail, gave Elias Samson the win. Don't know if it's just that he doesn't like Finn Balor or if maybe he wants Elias Samson to be the only other member, basically, of the Wyatt family. Because, you know, they got the beards. I don't know. They kind of look alike, I guess. So we'll see how that alliance shapes up in the next few weeks. And then, of course, there was a segment with Jason Jordan. I noticed last night, too, which, I don't know, I like because it makes me feel like Raw is longer than for a reason, which I still wish it was only 2 hours. But it isn't, so say la vie, folks. There were a lot of locker room segments last night, which I don't know, I always enjoy. It kind of breaks it up a little bit, gives a little change of pace. So there were quite a few last night with Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle, little sappy thing with the lovely Renee. And, you know, then it goes to them backstage, and then Emma shows up, and she's like, I want a match. Like, so I have to, like, make out with your son to get noticed. I want a match. And then he's like, all right. Kurt Angle's like, you can have a match. Nia Jax. I'm not like most girls. So, of course, she gets her ass kicked by Nia Jax. Done. And then there's the cruiserweight, the snoozerweight, the loserweight. You know, look, the cruiserweight athletes are phenomenal athletes. What they do is incredible. Yes, I'm not remotely trashing that. I just wish that WWE would find a way to sort of either merge the two storylines properly or just leave them on their own shows, because there's 205 Live, right? So they have their own fan base, their own show. And then randomly in Raw, they'll just come out and have like a 20-minute spat. And I don't know, maybe it's their way of wanting people to be like, oh, I wonder what that's about. I want to go watch 205 Live at, 11 p.m. on a weeknight. I don't know. I'm a grandma. Not really. So I don't know. There's Titus O'Neil. I guess he's now a manager over the Cruiserweight division. So there was some beef there with Tozawa. I don't know. I do like Neville, though. He's like a little troll. Pay the toll or pay the troll. I don't know. And there was, of course, another locker room segment, which we all know I love, with Sasha and Bayley. They're starting to clash a little bit. And they've had matches before, one-on-one matches against each other. But, this is for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam. So they had a number one contendership match, which, of course, Alexa Bliss sat ringside. Really starting to like her more. I gotta keep my voice down, though, because last time in my other video when I mentioned Alexa Bliss's jacket, my Alexa was like, oh, would you like me to order you a jacket? Of course, I want you to order me a jacket, but I don't have money. So, I'm gonna be quiet. I want to talk about Alexa Bliss. So, it was an awesome match. I mean, look, Sasha Banks and Bayley are on screen and real life best friends. They grew up together in NXT. They were both huge fans growing up. So it's definitely a very special moment when you get to see them in the ring. It's also interesting to watch because they do know each other so well, which we've seen with other wrestlers like Becky Lynch and Charlotte. So it was great. And there was my favorite part of the match was there was an amazing sequence of reversals between Sasha and Bayley where Sasha throws Bayley into the corner, followed by the double knees to the chest, and then gets a little cocky, does a double knee to spine, and then she gets even more cocky and goes for another double knee from the top rope. But then Bayley rolls out of the way, and it's just like, fuck my knees. So, Bayley just really giving it everything. I think there were probably about 5 or 6 kickouts in the whole match. And Bayley wins with the reversal of Eddie Guerrero's frog splash. And so she will be facing Alexa Bliss for the WWE Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam here in Brooklyn, down my street. Very excited for that. So that'll be exciting. And there was a cool moment where Alexa Bliss came into the ring. I thought that she was going to be like, hey girl, let's do this. She's Alexa Bliss. She's the goddess of WWE. And you know what? I have something to say about that. I did not like her before, but she is the only woman who has held the SmackDown Women's Championship and the Raw Women's Championship. So there is something to be said for that. That woman is making history over there. So, so she was basically saying that, Bayley will be a very good contender for her, good opponent, sorry. So that'll be interesting. And she was just like, here's my belt. She does that. She wasn't even doing that though. She was just like, you want it? Come get it in Brooklyn, baby. So then, there's Jason Jordan's Raw debut where he beats up Kurt Hawkins. And then the Revival come out after Charlie comes out to the ring and she's like, welcome my guest, the Revival. Love Charlie. And then they're just like, girl, we got this. Go away. We're just going to answer our own questions without you asking them, which was like, okay. And then I will say I liked Anderson and Gallows' callback to beat up John Cena. They were like, we beat up all these other people. That's what we do. And next we have the main event, which was the handicap match between The Miz Taraj, which is The Miz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas, versus the former Shield members, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I knew that there was going to be something that Dean had up his sleeve, and it was kind of just his craziness. There was a moment earlier on in Raw where Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were in the locker room. You know, I said earlier there were like a lot of locker room segments, and Seth was like, "Yo, we need a plan. Like, what's up?" And Dean got all like Confucius and was like, "You don't need a plan because you only have to worry about 3 men. I have to worry about 4." Boom. Amazing. So that was really great. I love when they have their little tiffs. But, you know, I don't know. I get where Dean's coming from. Like, his brother did betray him 3 years ago when he took a chair to his back joining the Authority. But it has been 3 years, and everyone would love to see a Shield reunion. But Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose have become such great superstars on their own. So, I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys think that Dean should forgive Seth? Kind of torn. But nevertheless, they, of course, worked great together. And my favorite moment of the match was when they both suicide dove into the entire Miz Taraj. So it was 2-on-3, and it was like, watch this, 2-on-3. And Rollins saves Dean Ambrose from the Miz's skull-crushing finale, and you're like, okay, they've got to be best friends now, right? So, of course, Dean wins. He's like, damn. And Seth is like, all right, are we like friends now? And he goes to do the Shield bump, and Seth's like, or Dean's thinking about it, and he's like, I don't know. And he's kind of going back and forth, and you're like, come on, Dean, do it. But you're like, oh, I don't know. Do you need time still? I don't know. And finally, he just says, roll out of there and denies him. And then he gets to the middle of the ramp, and you can see he's still like, is he going to run back and be like, yo, Seth? But he doesn't. So I love it. We'll see what happens there. But it was awesome to see the two of them together. And so next week, I was a little confused by this. So it said that next week there's a triple threat match between Joe, Roman, and Braun. I don't know. Kind of takes out the excitement for this fatal 4-way that I was all excited about at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar. So, I don't know. We'll see. Also, I'm adding this to my videos. Favorite sign of the week. Let me know what yours was if you saw any really good ones. Mine was Sabrina go to bed. There was a dad who was just like, Sabrina, go to bed. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day.